I'm recovering from a burp. And we're live.
We sure are live, yes. Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast. Austin Pez Howell here running the show tonight with my fellow Lonely Marks. Got JPO Jordan Owens. How's it going, buddy?
Doing just fine here. Coming off another wrestling weekend to PLEs. What do you use? Triple H or PLE? It's not a PLE.
No.
Two shows, two major shows. I don't know what to call these anymore.
one was really good, and the other one was.
And then there was one in Italy.
Good but predictable. I'll say we'll get into it. But Richie Goodacre, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, going good. Yeah, happy to talk about these two shows, and yeah, I don't know what you call AAA ones as a special event.
Special, isn't it special?
Yeah.
Let's get into it here. I'll quickly go over the fantasies because we did have three shows over the weekend. We had SmackDown, Clash in Italy, and Raw. We'll go over every single thing. But JPO picking up a few points here and there, a couple of 10s and 5s, a 15 or so. Richie had a good Clash in Italy, at least kind of like me. He had Sol Ruca picking up a title there, Rhea defending a title. So the ladies really doing the heavy lifting for Richie over the weekend. Yeah. The gentlemen on my roster, mostly on Clash in Italy, kind of held my stuff together. Yeah, Cody and Gunther in a title match didn't hurt, and Roman defending his title in the main event of Clash didn't hurt as well. That's where most of my points came from, a few here and there. Ronda, well, she didn't have a huge Clash in Italy. She dominated both SmackDown and Raw. Lots of 10s and 5s and 15s and just all over the place, and just a list twice as long as any of ours as far as consistent points. Yeah. Updated totals.
Ronda's last name is Levesque, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. She's very good at picking stuff. But yeah, as far as the totals, I am still in fourth, but I've gained a little ground. It's getting closer. Again, I'm at 1405. Richie ahead of me by 40 with 1445, and then JPO at 1470, and Ronda with 1560. Again, those consistent points. So she's almost 100 points ahead now. She is kicking our asses right now with her roster. So doing quite well. And then this relates to Clash in Italy, but we had a three-way tie for the winners of the predictions. None of us going like 5 for 5 or anything like that. The winning being myself, JPO, and Ronda, all with 3 out of 5.
I'm the lone one that like.
Because
I went
Richie,
for Gunther. That was my issue.
You went for Gunther. We were split on the Brock and Oba thing. We weren't sure about that. You were the only one who had Soul, so you did get that, Richie, and we all had Rhea, but you also had Jacob Fatu, like myself and Ronda did as well. So, had I known he was hurt going into it, I might have changed that. And that I should have just known that old predictable Paul, and then Roman Reigns, we're not taking any chances, anytime soon. But with the tie there, that means JPO picks up an additional roster slot. He hasn't used any of them, but he's got 4 now, so you got 4 in the chamber for any emergencies, if you will. Ronda picks up 1 to go from 0 to 1. Richie, you still have 1 though in the chamber, so you still have 1 available. And then I also went from 0 to 1, so I do have 1 in the chamber as well. So always good to have at least 1 in the chamber in case any kind of emergency, injuries and whatnot happen. But I will open it up now for any roster swaps. And I think I'm still going to hold strong for now. I don't know where Jordan Grace is. She's totally fine, but I don't know why she's not on television.
I saw it today on YouTube. She had a new episode of Main Event. She's on there.
All right. I don't know why they're dropping the ball with her. She's great. Whatever. Julia was kind of MIA for a while, but she was in the King of the Ring qualifier at least this past week. So
she was
she was in the crowd at Italy when she's Italian, which is stupid, and then loses the next night in Italy, which is done, or on Raw.
That's
Italy.
At least where they could have done like a little pre-show match or something.
Could have done something for the crowd, but yeah. So no, I think I'm okay. I'm still kind of saving them in case there's any sort of emergency, injuries or anything like that. I don't want to burn one right now. Richie, you're next up. You still have 1 in the chamber.
I think I'll be all good. There's no one I really. There's no one I available that I really particularly want.
Well, there is a certain
Oh, actually,
A character that doesn't really exist anymore on your roster.
oh really? Oh wait, there is. Yeah, actually, yeah.
As a result of a match that happened this weekend, there's a certain
Oh yeah,
original
yeah.
character
But
that character does not really exist anymore.
yeah,
just saying.
actually, I will. I'll trade him. I'll trade him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trade him
Well,
out.
yeah, well, okay. We'll clarify for anybody confused. Richie has both original El Grande Americano and current new El Grande Americano both on his roster, but he cannot swap that. I think JP would agree with that for just Chad Gable. That doesn't work like that. you had El Grande Americano, and I've only been giving you points if he wrestles as such. But
Okay.
as was with AAA. It was revealed that it is, in fact, Chad Gable was original
What?
Grande Americano. What? Yeah, I know, crazy, right? But you do have that, and that character does not exist anymore. So I would highly advise you to swap that out for somebody because he's not going to give you any points.
I will swap out. I guess was the original
Original El Grande, yes.
I will swap him out for a guy I probably should have picked up instead of this guy last time. I'll swap him out for Royce Keys.
Royce Keys, okay, sounds good. That's a solid pickup. All right, he has at least been featured on SmackDown just about every week, so that's solid. All right, so Royce Keys for original El Grande. Now you still have the other El Grande if he happens to show up on Raw or whatnot or anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
That too. So, all right, but that'll take care of that. JPO, you've got 4 in the chamber. Anything? Do you need me to run your roster down one more time? Anything? I mean, most of your people are still pretty consistent, but
I believe in my roster. Damn it.
all right, and Rhonda said she's good as well. So, all right, so that'll take care of that for now. But still got some things coming up. Night of Champions, all kind of building up to SummerSlam. So, and that's where it'll end. So we are in the last couple of 2 months or so. So we'll wrap that up. So yeah, let's get to the current news, and yeah, I think we just alluded to it with the El Grande Americano thing. We can kind of start with that because other than the Clash in Italy, that was the big event from the weekend. I watched the whole thing. Did you guys watch the show or just the match?
Yeah, I watched the show.
Yeah.
Watch the whole show. Yeah, no, I watched the whole.
I'm a completist.
Whole show too. Me too. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. And it helped that it was the whole stream was like 2 hours. It wasn't even that hard to watch. And some of the stuff in between, I watched the replay. So there was some like in between stuff where they were just showing like little graphics and things, and I was able to kind of thumb through that and even kind of trim that down a little bit.
Well, the beautiful thing about YouTube, unless you watch it live, even if you watch it like halfway through, you can always fast
start over.
Things. I love it.
Yeah. You can always just do a little scrolling there. It was an easy show to watch. Only 4 matches on the actual program. All the matches were pretty fun, for the most part. The opening match was really good with Rey Fenix, Laredo Kid. Really into that. So get back and forth there.
The first time I've seen Laredo Kid work as a heel, and that's kind of interesting. That's cool. But yeah,
should give a shout out, by the way, to the crowd. The crowd was super hot all night. Great,
oh my god, that was great.
Great crowd. Full arena. Very, very hot crowd. We had Vikingo getting his title back from who was
Dr.
it?
Wagner.
Dr. Wagner Jr. Yeah, and a lot of shenanigans in this match, a lot of outside interference from Omos and Mini Vikingo, who I didn't know was a thing until I saw the video package. Little skinny kid playing Vikingo, who does look a lot
like a legit kid too.
Really, really young. And some guy named Gigante Azteca or something like that. So, so a lot of shenanigans there, but Viking picking up that win. My War Raiders on my roster, that's where they are. They're in AAA. They won a title, but it doesn't count for my roster. Nope. They won the AAA tag titles.
Maybe we'll defend it sometime on TV. On WWE.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring it over, at some point.
And the Psycho Circus broke up.
Psycho Circus broke up. Yeah, they've been kind of teasing that for a little while. I will tell you the coolest thing about that was when Psycho Clown got pissed off and part of his mask, he ripped the face of the mask off and it was like a skin thing underneath.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. I was like, he did that. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. I was like, that is genius. So that was very cool. And the story was that he got beat up, but Pagano didn't go help him. So I'm assuming they'll be feuding in the very near future. But yes, the main event, the thing that everybody came for that we'll talk about was the culmination of this feud, mask versus mask. That video package, by the way, was awesome. the video package I played to kind of recap it. Like I felt like I hadn't seen a lot of the in between stuff, but that video package I think set everything up perfectly as far as the dynamic of the rise of the other El Grande or whatever, and the fans kind of embracing him, and the brawls that they've had and the back and forth and the dynamic and the story of the matches. The entrances are both great with the mariachi bands and the bands playing them all to the ring. And my God, is Kaiser's El Grande like mega over? Oh my God, it's crazy when you step back and think about it, guys, that this whole thing happened basically on an injury fluke. It happened because Gable got hurt, and they wanted somebody to fill in for him with the speed title, and so they get Kaiser to do this gimmick as well. Then he takes it to AAA. You think, oh, this is gonna be silly. This is not gonna work, and they embrace him as like this honorary Mexican and turn on Gable's El Grande, and then it becomes its own sensation that they just kind of ran with. I feel like Brian Alvarez talked about how like it was like 3 or 4 different lightnings in a bottle that will never happen again, just all in succession, for this kind of angle to come about, and we'll never see anything kind of like it again. But they played it straight. The crowd was super into the back and forth. The match was nuts. The match was emotional. It had great storytelling. It culminated a lot of the little pieces of the puzzle, for all the different side people that were involved. It was intense. It was bloody. God damn it, if this one wasn't one of the best matches of the year for anybody who saw it. But JPO, you saw it, man. Do you agree? I thought it was one of the best matches of the year so far, storytelling wise. Really good stuff. Huh?
No, this the whole presentation, as you mentioned, from the kind of video, in case to catch you up a little bit here. I also watched it with Eric, so he was even able to like, oh, that's Pimpinella. He's messed with them before. Like, actually, he got some backstory with that. Better play by Eric than Rey Mysterio. I will say, I know you don't like you probably watched the Spanish commentary.
I watched the Spanish broadcast of the Spanish comment, and they were great.
Yeah, I will say,
they were excellent.
I think Corey Graves is great. I do think I like JBL. I don't know if he fits AAA. And so far, every interpreter, whether it's Ray or Conan or Savio Vega, they're not great either. We need like Alex Abrahantes or something. We need a better, more lively person to like translate when there is translation needed.
Yeah.
Ray but no, the match
is so bad on the show. So I'll get to it. Ray is so bad on the show.
Yeah,
I just don't. It just doesn't scream that kind of character yet, and not good on commentary either. Great match, great back and forth stuff here. Just told a really great story. You had a little bit of outside interference, but not too much here. You had the stuff with the girlfriend. You had like I said, not even overly like Jim Cornette. Even he liked the match, by the way.
I listened to that whole segment. Yeah, he uploaded it today of like the individual thing, and even him and Last said it was his favorite match of the year so far.
Oh his co-host.
When even Cornette put it over as like really good storytelling.
And like they didn't over like, and I'm not that I mind like a crazy weapon filled match, but like it was very much just a mono and mono. They had like one table spot, which what I mean. This was just a great wrestling match, almost old school. Funny enough, even though it's two foreigners dressing up as luchadors, and then even the post match stuff, like made you kind of care with Gable's promo and bringing out his kids. Really fun little side note too. At one point, he high fives his daughter, and you can tell she's like, he's not bloody. And then she wipes it on the little brother. It's really cute. If you ever watch it back, she goes,
another side note, when Gable pulled the mask off, his kid behind him, his son, also pulled the mask off at the same time on him.
Oh, so I don't think I even noticed that. I was trying to figure out who was El Grande, so I didn't look at the kid.
All right.
and little El Grande was little Chad Gables.
That's crazy. Yeah. Richie, what did you think of the match?
I think this match was fantastic. One of my favorite matches of the year. Holy hell, the story. Yeah, AAA is just a great produced show together all around. Props to I believe Pete Dunne put this match together. He's been producing matches.
He was the agent from what I heard. Yeah, so props
to him. He was also he's also in this match at the end. But yeah, this match is just the perfectly well done storytelling. Just a fantastic match all together, and I think Chad Gable proved his worth, but I don't trust WWE to capitalize on that at all. But yeah, but Chad Gable's been, a workhorse for a long, long time, and it's just proved it. And yeah, Kaiser, I'm proud. I'm happy for him because he's he's a dude I always thought was kind of underrated. Like I always thought he was really good, not really good. And yeah, I didn't think this would take off. Especially when the El Grande Americana gave it the first, presented. I'm like, oh, this is just a stupid comedy thing. To blow up the way it has is just amazing. I think you go the way with it. I think the next step, I think you have to just because it's, it'd be a big deal. I feel like Grande Americana probably has to maybe challenge Dominic Mysterio now. I feel like that's a match you got to do. Yeah, I think that'll be huge. But yeah, this match was just full of emotion. So yeah, just fantastic. And yeah, I loved it. And yeah, it was so good. It was almost like they almost shot in the foot, in the foot that this was on the day before Clash of Italy, because it was not gonna. This was not gonna. Anything on Clash of Italy was almost going to pale in comparison. But yeah, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match is I can't say enough good things about this match. It might be if it's not my favorite match of the year, it's at least number 2 or 3. So it's great.
Now, could we? I'm just putting this out there. Could we be seeing AAA or this feud when we do our marquees at the end of the year be in contention for that kind of stuff? Both AAA for even promotion of the year. Not saying it will win, but maybe higher even the WWE. Yeah, or with their booking and how fun these shows have been, or like we said, this match versus match, this Grande versus Grande, one of the best feuds of the year. We could see that. Well.
I would think so.
Yeah. So, AAA may make some waves in our own Marquee Awards later this week. So, good stuff. But yeah, so moving on to we'll talk about Clash in Italy a little bit. What's going on in the AEW front? We had a little more movement on the Owen Hart tournament. Will Ospreay defeated Mark Davis, right? So he is moving on. MJF may have suffered a little bit of a minor injury against Roosh. There's reports that he might have hyperextended his knee. So hopefully, because he got pulled from that Beyond Wrestling spot he was going to do. So yeah, we'll see, how they're hoping that it's, kind of a light injury and nothing crazy, that he could just maybe just not wrestle on TV for a little bit and be okay, especially for the pay-per-views and whatnot. Let's see. We had some movement in the King of the Ring that got started. Obafemi is through to the first round. Who else is through? You guys watched it. I didn't get to see Raw.
What's the not Roxanne? Io Sky.
Io Sky, is through on the other side, right, with the women.
Yeah. And so that's and we didn't really talk about it on there, but but Liv Morgan's in the tournament, even though she's a champion.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was one thing when the brackets came out. I was a little like, I don't know about that. not too fond of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, also it was confirmed during the that Finn Balor got traded to SmackDown. That's why he's on the SmackDown bracket, on the SmackDown side of things. That's why he's representing SmackDown. So interesting. Interesting how they do trades, but it's not like they don't trade anyone for somebody. It's just like he's traded to SmackDown. I'm like, for who? Oh, we don't know.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't go with the obvious. I don't like when they go with the obvious. Hopefully they don't go with the obvious late winner, because I feel like King of the Ring and Royal Rumbles and stuff and Money in the Bank should be a kind of platform to push that, kind of that burgeoning talent that's kind of looking to, push through to that, that upper level. People like, I don't feel like people like Seth Rollins and, certain people need that rub, at the moment, need that rub. But it's like, I've never really been a fan of like multiple Royal Rumble winners as opposed to, like people who won it multiple times. So I don't know. I hope they, push someone new, but we'll see what happens.
They're not. No, they're not.
No.
No, this it's originally back in the day. King of the Ring, yeah, it was very much supposed to be an elevation type pay per view. Look at the winners from the past. '93, maybe not so much Bret Hart, but then you look at future people. It helped elevate Owen Hart. It helped elevate, whether you like it or not. Mabel went on to get title shots. It made Stone Cold a star. It established Triple H. You know what I mean? It helped elevate Ken Shamrock. Billy Gunn. They were trying at the time. So Brock Lesnar is the last pay-per-view one. So. No, he's not a great example either, but but for the most part, because he was already a champ by then. But for the most part, yeah. Oh, he lost Edge. That was putting over Edge. I don't think Edge in 2000, but still, he was already a champ by then, I think. So, so yeah, I'm always a supporter of spread the love. So cool. If Oba wins, whatever. I think he was already kind of on that way, having big major Mania matches here, putting an actual champion like Liv in it. Whether she wins or loses. If she loses, it kind of makes her look bad. If she wins, who gives a shit? This is very safe pay-per-view or PLE, I'm sorry, booking out by WWE because, again, just like Roman and Jacob, they're looking at the very bottom line of, like, we have to have stars because this is the pay-per-view and we're going to only have 5 matches. Well, if you can't have this match not be filled with stars that are already, at the next level here. So, no, it's very pussy booking. I don't even like that word. But, no, this whole tournament kind of like – and I love King of the Ring. I wish for it to come back. And now I don't really even care about it.
Yeah, especially if it's like going to be just a Seth Rollins or an Olafemi. It's like, yeah,
cool.
These guys are already
Seth Rollins,
the guys right now. Yeah, like what it should be for an LA Knight or Javon Evans, Ricky Saints, or somebody like that. Yeah, that Ethan Page, anybody that could use the rub. Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily mean they have to. Win a title right afterwards or something like that, but a nice accolade.
But even getting the, then I think that's the misconception with some people is like, but like they're going to get buried if they lose the title match. But even getting to the point where getting a title match is getting them a push. Like trying to, like being seen as at that level where you can get that to that title push can be you can see that level in the fans like, okay, this guy's kind of like that upper echelon now. So and maybe he'll win the title. He could win the title eventually. But if you still keep going to save people like Seth or whoever until they fucking retire, then it's kind of just kind of gets boring. Yeah.
People who have already been multi-time heavyweight champions and whatnot winning King of the Ring seems like a little redundant.
Yeah.
Like,
winning the Rumble this year. It's like he didn't. You could have got to CM Punk and Roman without Roman winning the Rumble.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, Roman can request a title match whenever he wants to. He's Roman, so it's a little out there. But we'll see where this King of the Ring goes. I also don't like the idea of like you had. How many people in this thing? You could have done a whole bunch of singles matches and just done that on television with all the people they had, and instead, rushing these fatal 4-ways. I hate that they're just doing it because of the TV schedule. We got 3 weeks of until the next PLE, so we gotta rush through this tournament and just do 4-way matches.
Yeah, and it should be a fun tournament. It should be the entire month. It shouldn't just be 3 rounds and done. That's what it's going to end up being. It's going to end up being 3 rounds and done. So, which also kind of sucks.
Well, if you have too little time between PLEs, then maybe that's an argument for like having more time between PLEs.
Well, also I won't even argue that. I'll agree with that, but I'll also throw in the caveat too of what did I watch the other day? There was like a King of the Ring qualifying match on the month before. Like, just plan the fuck ahead. Like, this tournament could have been started in May if you wanted. Like, you could have started, hey, guys, while we're setting up Clash in Italy, we're also looking forward to King of the Ring coming up soon. And we're going to start round 1 and, like, really build it. Instead, it's cool. We're going to throw out some 4-ways, which I don't think are as cool as juicy one-on-ones. And stuff like that. Yeah, no, like King of the Ring back in the day, that would be the entire month, man. They'd have round 1s, then the round 2s, then the quarterfinals.
It wouldn't even be that. JPO, they used to have, go back and watch, they used to have, qualifying for the King of the Ring. Yeah, not even like,
that's important.
Jumping in the tournament. Yeah.
That's
you
how
have like,
I
don't know, you could have, I mean, it might be end up with some semi, predictable outcomes. It could be like, Rikishi versus, I don't know, Bull Buchanan, but, like, it's still a qualifier, it still makes even those little matches feel important on television. Like, hey, it's a King of the Ring qualifier, cool. Here's a Royal Rumble qualifier. You got to qualify for the Royal Rumble. Like these different things of like, qualifying matches at least give some meaning to those in between. TV tapings of like, hey, at least these matches on the show feel important. Leading up to something. You feel invested.
But then the Royal Rumble qualifier thing is even more, more frustrating because, because now people just get on the mic and go, I announced myself for the Royal Rumble, but then you think of like people who aren't in it. I'm like, why? Well, so why didn't you just like, what was stopping you from just going, hey, I'm in the Rumble? I don't know. It just seems like I like having the idea of fighting your way into such a big match like that. But anyway.
So we'll see how this plays out. But I'm not a fan of this 4-way. So it even seems like they changed up the brackets, didn't they? It didn't look like the original brackets they posted were not the matches we got on Raw. They were different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was different people in the matches. Like they changed it up again last minute, like the actual the participants in the 4-ways.
Well, I also think maybe the 4-way is done. If Liv's in the 4-way, it's done so that she loses and doesn't take the pin.
Yeah. What else we got? I didn't get a chance to really kind of brush up on my news stories, JPO, so I might just send it over to you because I didn't get a chance to really update stuff other than I'm ready with I was ready with AAA and Clash in Italy, but I'll pass it over to you for some other news tidbits. What you got?
Yeah, some things coming down to the wrestling pipeline here. Previously mentioned for the major title changes of the week here. Of course, again, shouting out all the AAA titles, big title changes from Rey Fenix winning the Cruiserweight to Vikingo being your Latin American champion, and then the aforementioned Eric and Ivar are your tag team champions. And then, really the only other thing is the soon to be talked about Sol Ruca winning that women's IC. Those are the major title changes of the week here. Indy Hartwell has recently mentioned that she is indeed re-signed with TNA, so we'll be seeing Indy now for the foreseeable future on TNA. Before MJF was pulled from that Beyond show, funny enough, he had mentioned that this would be his last indie show for a while. He's done overdoing it. He saw his gimmick reason was, he saw what happened to Darby and how he even lost the title in 2 minutes. So he's done doing the schmoes on the indies. So don't know if he'll rebook that date for later in the future because I know it's supposed to be against Bobby Orlando, somebody he had, worked with way back in the day, which is kind of what he's been doing recently. He recently fought Pat Buck at WrestlePro, which is one of another guy that kind of helped train him with Brian Myers. So that's kind of one of the reasons he was doing some of the indies before. I usually don't have these because I always hate the are they not injured, but there was also rumors of maybe Braun Breaker being injured, which how funny, not funny because again I'm not saying I don't want anyone hurt, but another Vision person got hurt.
Well, I think it's not so much like the Vision, maybe those tag titles. Like, don't hold those belts in your hands; you're gonna get injured. Did Danhausen curse those titles, like those actual belts? And if you strap that belt on, and you're gonna get hurt.
I think
Paul Heyman's gonna be like, I don't know, Austin Theory, I'll team with you. We're running out of people.
Yeah,
I think it will just get to the point now. It's like, okay, how do you reverse this curse? Hey, Danhausen, can you join the Vision for a bit? So, don't
injure Danhausen.
Oh, speaking of Danhausen, real quick, by the way, you know how he had this thing with the Knicks where he uncursed the Knicks, and now they're in the finals, the NBA finals that just started. They're the favorites to win the championship this year. All of a sudden, so he manifested this thing, and they made a whole bit out of it on ESPN. He was once again on ESPN the other day with Stephen A. Smith, the black dude who's the very controversial kind of guy that a lot of people don't like. But he was saying he now has whatever. But if you watch that kind of stuff, but anyways, just one of those assholes on ESPN that always.
He's just very loud.
Nice to me.
He's one of those loud guys. But anyways, he has Danhausen now has more demands now that they're in the finals in order to keep them uncursed, is what he said. So he still wants his courtside tickets, which he hasn't gotten yet. The courtside season tickets with Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. And then he also now wants his own ESPN show with Stephen Smith, is what he said. So he wants his own back and forth sports show. Yeah, that would be hilarious. So he was talking about, and then Steven accused him of blackmailing, with curses to get his way and whatnot. So it's just been a fun, like, how they've actually turned it into a real thing. The Knicks gave him a jersey, gave him his own Danhausen jersey, so he's posted that on social media. I just think it's hilarious. He kind of manifested the thing, and it's turned into a bit now that it actually happened. I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So
what a career turnaround, being like barely used in AEW to being like potentially being like courtside.
First I stopped booking him, then Tony stops booking him. I guess he did good. Whatever. Two people though also that you might not see on AEW TV, but this time it's not Tony's fault. The Beast Mortos and Commander are currently having visa issues, so that might explain why they kind of have dipped from TV these past month or two. Some also bad news for AEW appearances. I know we kind of mentioned recently that Buddy Murphy might be on the men back, and while he is definitely on the trail back, it's not necessarily around the corner. He has just kind of started really kind of doing certain little things in the ring, so it's happening, but don't be expecting it to be, in a week or two kind of thing.
Like, he did make an appearance at the WSW show. It was in
you said that, yeah.
It was in Melbourne, but yeah, and he just I can't remember. He did a tech guy, but it wasn't like a full on match or anything. So yeah.
No, I know. No, that's why I'm saying. I just that's what I was reporting on. What was that last week? Yeah, yes, he made that appearance and he's starting to do stuff, but don't expect him to be having major big matches on AEW on Dynamite this week. SmackDown. I don't know if this is good or bad news. We'll be shorting to 2 hours starting in July, most likely.
That's good news.
This has been coming. It's good news, but at the same time, like so many people like Jordan Grace, all their tag division. I'm saying it might be bad news because if you didn't get on TV before when they had 3, you're really fucked now. So I don't know.
That show drags ass. It needs to be cut to 2 hours.
It drags. I'm just saying, man. But yeah, but I understand. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying that the bag's half full in my opinion because it just means I feel more people, your Matt Cardonas, your whoever's are gonna go missing again, even more so than before. Already I'm not sure what they're doing with Ricky Sainz and Carmelo and where the fuck's Ilya Dragunov, and so I don't know. I'm just saying less time. Yes, the show might be a little tighter, but at the same time, I feel like we're just gonna save the same 7 people all the time and more talking and less wrestling. So very mixed bag in my opinion. Well, the AAA show might have kicked some ass on Saturday. There was a big booing segment though because guess where they're going for Triple Mania in the U.S. Vegas again. So not only the fact that the fans in Mexico were upset that it just simply wasn't Mexico because it is the biggest show of the year. I also don't think anyone wants to go to Vegas for the 10th time. So they must have some sort of deal. Vegas must have sucked them off nicely. In some creepy news, I don't know if y'all have ever read about Duke the Dumpster Drosy recently, but the Dumpster, not a good guy. Supposed to be in court this week, but it has been postponed another month. So we'll find out in July if Duke the Dumpster is going away for quite a long time. Erky reports. If you want to read up on them, you can. I thought this one was weird in the vein of Rusev and Big E and Cesaro. I don't know if you guys noticed. I guess Chris Jericho isn't really labeled as Chris anymore. He's just Jericho. Yeah. So all right, don't get it. Seems weird, unnecessary.
Cope, Jericho.
That also was dumb. So didn't like that. It's kind of nothing at the end of the day, but still.
Although Cope, Adam, he was kind of just being back to Adam Copeland, at Double or Nothing. So I think maybe they realized that was stupid. Maybe they'll realize.
Theory.
But then they realized it was stupid. Then somebody else did something stupid.
Theory. That's a very WWE thing. Theory, riddle.
What?
Just
what?
The
only one I do kind of like is Big E because I do think Langston's not a very badass name.
Yeah, Big E is fine, but it's still
other than that, normally I don't like it.
And people were kind of calling him that anyway. Just Big E. So, why not shorten it?
Yeah. Well, we might have liked him as a manager, but guess what? I don't think anyone should be gobsmacked in learning that he will probably be wrestling sooner or later. Video footage and photos of him training with Trick Williams in the ring. So, Yeah, we're probably getting a little Yachty match. Maybe SummerSlam at some point. Who knows? Some more news on Samoa Joe. He is indeed filming Twisted Metal Season 3. Look for that. I've seen both seasons. Yeah, and that some reports too say that it should film for most of the summer. While it is possibly it could pop up in All In, it would literally be like just that show. Not just that show. It's like that would be his return most likely. So I don't think they'll necessarily do that unless they do some sort of like Concito Gauntlet Battle Royal. If they can't really build him up. And it's not like the roster is hurting. They have a fantastic roster. So maybe sometime after All In, I would imagine we might see Samoa Joe pop back in. In case you've been wondering, it's not coming back anytime soon. The NXT Heritage Cup, something they took from the UK, just kind of stopped being mentioned at some point. Like I think Tony D'Angelo chucked it in a river or something, and
he threw it from bridge.
And then it is indeed now even on the WWE website listed as just an archive or inactive championship. So yeah, it does look like the Heritage Cup is indeed retired. Shout out to Channing Stacks Lorenzo as your final champion. A-Kid, who wrestles a lot like that Axiom fellow. He was the first ever champion. Noam Dar will go down as the multiple time champion at 4 reigns with that championship. And the last couple of things I got on here, we mentioned the Owen Cup. We saw, of course, the return of the CEO, baby, Mercedes Moné, back on television here. And I meant to mention this last week, but it still counts because it's a weekly thing. MLW, Major League Wrestling, is back on the internet on a weekly basis here. So if you want to see MLW, they took the old school WCW Saturday Night Time, 6:05 p.m. You can tune into their YouTube channel for Fusion every week here. Last week saw matches like Austin Aries versus the former Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee. This week we got Mystico in let me finish. This week we got Mystico in action. We got Shotzi challenging for the women's title and a tables match with Good Brothers for oh shit. I'm alive. Good Brothers versus Corbin and Dijak. I also noticed, too, they are just labeling the Women's Championship as the Women's World title. They used to call it the Featherweight title, which I always thought sounded kind of lame.
On commentary, they're still calling it Featherweight title. On commentary, they're still calling
it. Just saying the graphic. We'll see what they say this week, but just saying, I literally saw the graphic. It says nothing about the Featherweight.
Yeah. I guess to expand on it, I watched both episodes. They're pretty good. That they recorded these back in January, so some of these some of these things will obviously at the moment like the Sky that Bishop Dyer and Dijak are champions at the moment, but there's always been these rumors about Bishop Dyer going back to WWE. So I don't know. But they might be on. It might be a situation where he might be on both shows if he ends up being in WWE because they'll take a while for him to catch up.
It's definitely happened before with companies where someone will technically be on TV because the other stuff is on such a tape delay.
Yeah, but if that's the case, they did a thing where it's like Karrion Kross signed like an open contract, and he was like, oh yeah, like anybody in all the world could show up, and I wish they wouldn't do this because they shoot themselves in the foot because the fans are like, oh cool, anybody, awesome, and it was just Matt Riddle, who was a champion previously. And just like, man,
I will say it's a very lame WWE type thing. Yeah, they definitely sell it for the first half of that show as like it's the fucking anyone in the world in the business, and they are technically R-rated to a small degree because even Karrion Kross was like, sign up and I'll fucking knock you out. I don't know, whatever he said. He said the F word. I just remember being like, oh, they can curse. And then it just ends up being the roster member, the former champion. It's like WWE being like, open challenge. Who wants it? Anybody ever? And it just said Rollins again or something. Like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
Good match, but we've seen it. Literally, they fought I think they fought in January.
But yeah, the show itself, it's pretty good. I think the MLW is pretty underrated, but it is it's a solid show, and they recorded back-to-back episodes, so but it's like, oh, it's funny when you go to watch the second episode, it goes last week on MLW. I'm like, oh, you mean the one I just watched like 5 minutes ago? But so
yeah, that legit confused me because I was like, am I watching like a weird replay? Like I thought I was watching the premiere, but yeah, because they totally do say last week they aired them technically back to back.
Yeah, So I feel like maybe this was taped for a potential. Like I think Marky D said this, and I agree with him. I think maybe this was taped for a potential like TV deal that maybe didn't work out.
No, they definitely tried shopping because, 100% they tried shopping this back to either Fuse TV or to somebody, and just because, like you said, if they taped it in January and it's only just now airing, they probably tried shopping it. No one took it to all right, fine, we'll do YouTube, which they've done before YouTube. So
yeah. But I would recommend the show. So the show's good, and Austin Aries and Trivoli have a really really solid match, and it's really good. So yeah, I'd check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing I've got, and it's not really, I wouldn't say it's news per se, but it's just more annoying. Nick Khan is saying on interview that apparently, he's been saying now that Cody and Roman was always the plan. Fuck off. No, it wasn't. You're lying.
No, it wasn't.
You're lying. You had a whole documentary where you said it was basically not the plan. Cody has been saying it's not the plan. Like you can't. Why just lie? Why gaslight your audience?
So what's funny about that too that I find is best case scenario, you lied to us before and you're not lying now, or are you lying now? And
which is the lie, which is the truth. Either one you did, you're a liar.
Either way, you're a douche. So whatever. Who cares?
Yeah,
I don't believe it. And if it's true, then I dislike you in a different way.
The participants in the match said that wasn't the original plan, so I'll go with them and what they said. And Cody's pretty straightforward in his interviews and shit. Like he doesn't like bullshit a lot about stuff. Like he's pretty straightforward about plans and things and stuff that goes down. So yeah.
So I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe just say face of the company. You can just say plans change. It's fine. You're not. It's not gonna.
Yeah, you could just be like, sometimes we call audibles things. We may have had a plan and things change. Like that's fine. You could say like we had a plan and like it didn't quite go that way. They're like, we know that things change. It's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know what they hit to gain by just saying that. That was bizarre. But yeah, other than that, I don't really I think most Joe covered most of things. I mentioned the Heritage Cup thing. I was gonna bring up too, but that's not surprising. They weren't really using that even.
No, I believe I've read. Yeah, it was literally last year that it was kind of mentioned. Just never quite said for sure if it was not coming back, but it seems for certain dead now. Speaking of NXT, my last little quick side note is I love how on the YouTube right now, as mentioned before we went on air, the WWE Live channel is airing, 5-star classics bangers, and you got Asuka versus Nikki Cross, who you just fired. Good job, WWE. It just goes to show you like what Nikki Cross could have been if you fucking let him actually. I don't know, asshole.
Yeah.
Is that the last woman standing? Because that is a group.
Yeah. No, it's
great.
It's a dope match. I'm rewatching it right now to a degree. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great match.
Refereed by Drake Younger, who it's his fault he got fired.
Wow.
Yeah, that dude.
He would have, dude, if he was just and I think he's actually kind of gone on record of like kind of apologizing. But anyhow, hey, Percy wasn't on commentary. I forgot about that. Anyhow, he could have been like one of the top refs right now because he was a good ref. But
yeah, but he got in his own way. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say that's his fault he got fired. We got Nigel, we got Mauro Ranallo. I miss this commentary team. I don't remember.
No, that was the one where we did that NXT takeover, the one that had like all the really good matches. That had the ladder match on it, and Aleister Black and Andrade and Gargano and Ciampa. The commentary for that one because I was showing Ron that ladder match, the 6-man, the 5-star one, the one that Lars Sullivan has a 5-star, but not Kurt Angle. That we always reference. But yeah, like that. Yeah, the commentary on that one was Mauro. I kind of wish it was just Mauro and Nigel, but threw Percy in there, and he kind of he's a little out of place. But still, I was just watching that, and when we did that takeover, I was like, God damn it, I miss like the glory days of Black and Gold with Mauro Ranallo and commentary and like all these crazy indie talents like on the show like that. Like, damn, those takeovers.
Wow.
We're always like for a time like better than the main like
they were
at least by a mile.
They were must sees. Like you tell me, I can't. I'm not. I have to work during TLC or Vengeance. I'll be fine. You tell me I have to work during NXT Takeover. I'm like shit. They were must see for a while.
Because they only did usually like 5 matches or something, but you always knew
this must be where Triple H got off on that. God damn it, Triple H.
That's where he did it. But at the same time, at least in those days though. like he gave time to all the matches. There was a lot of wrestling on the show, like it was very wrestling centric, and there was usually at least on almost every takeover some like just total banger that like stood out, one or two like really
dude.
just awesome
Another
matches.
great time
Everyone.
for tags, man. Some great tag stuff between FTR or DIY, or I mean,
Mm.
hell, even that was where I was like, man, this Authors of Pain might have a real shot, you know?
Yeah, but American Alpha, yeah, they're pretty good.
No, man, there's been a lot of great tag teams over time, man.
Yeah.
That when you mentioned Lars Sullivan, it just made me think of something else. But it was a story that came out weeks ago. But it was like I don't know, it was Brian Gertz or some former writers getting interviewed, and he said that this was legit. That almost happened. It was like a revival of NWO in it, but it was the wackiest thing ever. You can look it up. It was going to be like Lars Sullivan, Sheamus, and like Cesaro. I'm not sure.
All right.
So what the fuck? But like, but they were going to call it they were literally going to call it the NWO. I'm like, what?
Right.
That's just yeah. Like that's just you like throw. I feel like I can understand it if it was like maybe during COVID, if they because they clearly were just throwing shit at the wall, going, "Yeah, mate, do this. Let's do this."
I won't understand that either.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like
I don't
Michaels
understand.
managed them or somebody.
I still think it's a bad idea. I still think it's a bad idea, but like they're clearly like just doing whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's just man. The morbid curiosity part of me is like, I kind of do want to see that to see how bad that would have played out. I don't know. Just like those three people aren't. Even if you're going to recreate the NWO, those three people aren't like probably the three people don't have probably the least people have in mind for that faction. But anyway.
All right. You guys want to get into just a little bit of Clash in Italy, and we'll recap these matches here. Yeah, let's recap this thing. So, you mentioned the 5 matches. Boy, another 5-match special here in Italy for the people of Italy. You don't get 6, Italy. You only get 5. That's too bad. You're gonna like it and you're gonna enjoy it. We started out with the undisputed WWE title. Cody Rhodes defeating Gunther. 11:35, the second shortest match on the show. That was bizarre for these two guys to only go 11 and a half minutes. That if you had told me in advance this was going to be like the second shortest match on the show, I'd have told you were crazy. But yeah, very, very short. Again, felt like, kind of never really got into that next gear. I mean, there was like solid work, but yeah, it felt like it was just kind of made to be a setup for another match. You had this weird finish where it was like he was supposed to have his like leg under the rope, but the ref missed it, but the angle of the thing didn't even look like his leg was under the rope, and then Gunther still just got pinned, like after one crossroads. Just kind of weird booking all around. Didn't feel like a big title match here. I don't know if Gunther's just they're painted into a corner with the career killer gimmick. So now that when he has matches, it just doesn't feel the same unless it has that stipulation. Now I don't know. JP, what'd you think of this opener? A little wonky to start.
So here's a thing you're gonna find me saying a lot for the next few minutes. All right. I don't know. It was fine. Like you said, this almost felt like, and maybe it technically was because it was on ESPN. This felt like a TV main event. This felt like we're saving for later. Obviously I'm thinking maybe Gunther's going to complain, soon and try to get a rematch here. I think they had a better match at whatever Crown Jewel Clash or whatever the fuck they had a year or two back. I don't know. This was just fine. It was fine. It was okay.
It was fine. Richie?
Yeah, it didn't get going, and then there was a lot of issues I had with. Yeah, I just felt like I've seen this before. It was like for a pay-per-view, I want to see. If you're going to match these two, I kind of want a bit more than that. I was just like, okay, just like I didn't know because I watched this bit later on, but late night. I was like, oh, am I just not in a great mood or something? It just wasn't doing it for me. I'm just like, hey, I've seen it. Yeah, I've done all this, seen this before, and then it just ends, and I'm like, okay, because it's like, it wasn't clear that his foot was under the rope. And then, it's like, on the 3, it looks like Cody, drags his like it looks like Cody knows he's like, sort of dragging his leg like further away. It's like, and then he's like acting happy and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like if it's like, and then they're showing the replay, and I don't know if they show the replay and they show the replay in the ring. I'm like, you shouldn't a baby face. It's not a great way to put the baby face if he's like happy for that win. I don't know, man. I'm just like, it makes Cody look weak. I want unless they're building towards a heel turn, which we've been talking about for ages, but they're probably not. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I like definitive finishes on my pay-per-view, but I get if they're going to do a rematch or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe they're just saving time for Gunther and Brock at Mania, and they're just going to do Cody and Gunther at the Clash or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was frustrating. I didn't. Yeah, this could have gone longer. I don't understand what it did, because like one of the good things about the show is they didn't have like a lot of ads. There wasn't a lot of filler. You could have just had.
No, we were on the StreamYard. JPO and I were watching it. I had the Netflix version of, but yeah, I'll give them credit at least on that broadcast. It wasn't like ad breaks and stuff. They actually did just like video packages and or just stuff for other WWE things. The show like didn't have a lot of nonsense on it, but maybe that was I don't know. That was because it was the first hour of the show, and then I don't know if they had ad breaks on ESPN or not. But I know we were still watching it on the Netflix thing, so they didn't have those egregious like ESPN ads. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of familiar things, Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill in a rematch that not a lot of people I think were asking for, but happened anyways. This went longer than Cody and Gunther, 16:57, the second longest match on the show. I still think even though this one was longer, the WrestleMania match was better. It just kind of felt maybe because it was that one was a little bit shorter, it felt a little more intense, kind of to the point, a little harder hitting. This one, just all the shenanigans, the botch that'll probably be on Botchamania, I'm sure. B-Fab going to put the foot on the rope and completely missing to where the referee had to even like look over and be like, did you do it or not? Like interrupting the count. Completely missing the leg on the ropes. And even the leg on the rope thing, JPO and I were talking about that on the stream while we were watching it. We were like, 2 matches in a row with like foot on the ropes, under the ropes thing. Like, did you guys not have a pre-show meeting with the agents and like work out your finishes? Like, it feels like a thing on indie shows that JPO were talking about. They're like, you want to like go over at least the finishes on the shows, when you're in an indie thing or the big spots, and so you don't like do the same ones twice in a row or in the same big matches. Like, it feels like I don't know what the logic was there. Like, why did we need to do that spot in 2 matches, back to back? That felt a little odd, but I don't know. It was fine. Again, I'm with you, JPO. There's a lot of like, it was fine. I will say the crowd made it a little bit better because the Italy crowd was into everything, as with these overseas shows that they do. The crowd was very hot, for the show, so that certainly made things flow a little bit better. Yeah, but the match was just kind of there. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, and look, I find the push. I don't know where they sit as a viewer. I don't know where they sit with Jade Cargill, because clearly they like her, but then you see that they get these in these promos and stuff, like putting out. It feels very personal. Like, you got like Alexa Bliss saying, I'm a better wrestler and a better talker than you. I'm like, yeah, but you shouldn't really say that. You know what I mean? If you're building someone up, but and it's just like I don't know, and I just feel like Rhea Ripley's having good matches with her, but I feel like that's all Rhea Ripley. And so it's like, it's not like, Jade's getting better. I'm like, Rhea Ripley's really good, and and she's having matches with a really good person who can have good matches with anybody. And I'm just, I don't know. I don't. It's just a vibe I'm getting. I don't get the vibe that like she's Well, she's not really improved. I just get the vibe that like she's not really all into wrestling. Jacob, I feel like she's going to go to Hollywood in the next couple of years. I'm ready for this date. I would like we talked about. I would rather seen Rhea Ripley versus Jacy Jane. Jacy Jane is actually good. She's a good worker. They would have had a good match, but we had to do this rematch. And look, and then the spot I don't like where it's like. I mean, I guess I understand it was like a comeuppance thing, but like basically Rhea Ripley was basically saved by Charlotte with the foot on the rope, and then that's how Charlotte won. I'm like, man, I understand that, but like it was a like a hey, get one back, but like I don't like when babyfaces need help to win. That's annoying. It annoys me. So I like the WrestleMania match better, but like Jade would have had a worse match with someone else with us with a worker, I would say. But yeah, it's all down to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's great. So yeah, I'm ready for this Jade experience to sort of go by the wayside.
JPO, was this one just fine to you again? Just kind of there?
No, yeah, this match was fine. The ending again, like you said, kind of almost laughable. The fact that they did the rope thing again, which was lame the first time, better executed the second time, but also lame that they did it twice. I will say though, if I got to choose between this and Mania, I think I am personally picking this over Mania. Maybe that is a bit of like ever seen a sequel where you hate the first one and you're like, you know what? Because I went in expecting shit. This sequel kind of, you know what I mean? Like I'm a supporter of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 way over 1 because I hated 1 so much that I was like, fuck this movie, and I was like, you know what? At least he did some wacky shit. I'm with it.
Hey, JW, guess when that movie came out? 2009. So I'm going to talk about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I might. But we might. I don't know. I got to look at my list. But anyhow, yeah, might see more about that soon. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like I said, it was fine. I'm not definitely overrating it by any means, but I think this was at least a better match than the first one here. I was a little more invested and kind of with it than I was during the Mania one. Maybe it was also the fact that it wasn't at Mania too.
Yeah. All right.
And the crowd was good.
Fair enough. But yeah, guys, our third match was the most anticipated rematch in wrestling history or something.
Oh God,
it's not. But all right, but you go ahead and keep gaslighting your audience at WWE and glazing yourself about that.
Overhype has always been a pet peeve of mine. I know you want to sell the pay-per-view, say, oh, this is the biggest, Haas rematch. This is biggest in years, but like of all time. And then like I know there's another quote this night where they were like, "This is a WrestleMania like card." No, it's not. Stop it.
It's the WrestleMania
you make me angry.
It's the WrestleMania rematch card. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think off the dome we can name about 20 more anticipated rematches than this.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But also, it reminds me of like when it was like Edge and Randy Orton during the pandemic, and I was like, this could be the greatest match ever.
It was called the greatest match wrestling match in history, or something.
Because that was straight up like, I'll at least give them I don't want to give them credit here, but that was literally on the marquee. That was the label of the match. That was crazy for them to try that.
How many stars did that match get again? Was it the great? Did it get 8 stars from Dave Meltzer?
No. I just remember when Charlie.
When was that? Was that Backlash or Mania?
That was Backlash, and I just remember when Charlie Caruso looked down the camera and said that. I'm like, did she say that? What? I was like, Booker T. I'm like, did she? Tell me you didn't just say that.
Yeah. So
that 45-minute match, it got an 8.3 on Cage Match. Wouldn't see the
45 minutes
whole time. It's not a bad match, but it's also way over long too.
Not bad, but not the greatest of all time. Yes, Brock Lesnar defeated Obafemi 6:21, so longer than their WrestleMania match. But again, like it starts.
The real workhorses, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Anybody remember when Brock Lesnar used to do moves other than German suplexes and F5s? Anybody remember that?
No, it's been too long. I don't have that to remember.
Yeah, like I swear that the Brock Lesnar I love back in the heyday of ruthless aggression era, man. Like I watched him because not only was he awesome, but he wrestled. He had great matches. He had a move set. He had we worked. So it's this, and I get that he's not the same age, but he's in amazing shape. I know he can work if he wanted to, actually work a match. But when it started, and I know JP we were watching, and we were like, here we go, because it was just F5, 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 F5. And we were like, oh, god
Spam
damn it.
finisher
Like,
time.
again, just the spam and the finishers. And yeah, and he spammed it on the outside, then we spammed it back on the inside, then Oba fought back a little bit. Yeah, Brock did the one counter where Brock kind of jumped out of the fall from grace was cool. At least that was at least something, a little different. But yeah, just spamming the finishers over and over again. And I understand there's like the thing of, well, Oba kicked out of 6 of them and then they pinned him on the 7th. Well, what was special about the 7th one? Like I just don't get like. Yeah, I do finishers. Yeah, you take 7 finishers now to finish somebody, so it's not a finisher anymore.
If it takes 7 finishers, why try to go pin him on the first one now? Just hit him 7 times now.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just like it was, a lot more stuff. Technically, they crammed into the 6 minutes, but yeah, again, we were talking about this is kind of a no-win scenario because now you've already beaten Oba, so you've shown that he can be beat. Brock, got his win back, and the retirement wasn't a retirement, so now it just is a footnote in that WrestleMania's history essentially now, with an asterisk. And yeah, we're just going to keep going with this stuff. So I don't know, JPO. Yeah, I knew you were kind of like just this whole thing like watching over you while we were watching it, but whatever, kind of is what it is.
No, yeah, I mean, I have the same review that I figured I was going to have going into this verbatim. It was the 2 to 3 minutes longer. You know what I mean? That way, because that's going to be their excuse. Oh, the match is a little bit longer, and Oba kicked out of a lot of F5s. That's to try to save his, put momentum and push. But no, again, at the end of the day, it ruins the Mania moment. It's an unnecessary rematch. The first match wasn't great. It was just fun for what it was, and it was unnecessary. If you want Brock to be back, just have Brock do something else. If you really feel the need of shoehorn him in on these pay-per-views, don't have him do the retirement thing. Overall, again, it's very forgettable. It's very meh. It's irky the way they did it.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, I felt like a bit gaslit when when Brock came back, and then Michael Cole was like, they talked the rumors of his demise or retirement are greatly exaggerated. I'm like, you yourself was expecting. He took his boots off of the ring. What am I supposed to think? Like, he retired, and you even said that he was probably retired. So shut up, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I know it's probably a Fed line, but it was just no wins. That it was just a spammy move thing where I wasn't a fan. The only thing I would positive thing I guess is that they protected the fall of grace. Like, he didn't hit it and Rock kick out or whatever. So something. But yeah, like you ruined that. You hurt Oba's aura for no reason. You could. I don't necessarily have an issue with Brock coming back, but if Brock is supposed to verse Gunther, for example, just and retire there, just I don't know, man, do a story where it's hey, I know Brock potentially retired at whatever at Mania, but not on my watch. I challenge you at SummerSlam, and then you have Brock come back at SummerSlam. Then there, he doesn't need to settle a score with Oba. Just have Oba win, have his victory, and then have Brock move on.
but no, Richie. With every feud, we have to have 3 matches now. So now we have to have the third one. You see, and we can call it the guarantee JPO. They call it the greatest trilogy of matches in WWE history.
Yeah, we've never had a more anticipated.
Yeah, even though I would call the Rock Austin trilogy maybe the
Rock Austin is way better
trilogy. Yeah.
Oh,
I would say that. Yeah,
I'll even take the trilogy on Main Event. I think Ivy Nile and Jordan Grace about to have the third match. I'm more interested than that.
Hell, I'll take the fucking Paul London Akio trilogy of Velocity matches.
Yes, there we go.
They had their little mini Velocity feud over a year or whatever. I don't know.
I think the Bard Usos had a trilogy that was fun.
That's what I mean. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
It's just I'm just and it was very obvious I'm going to have one because after Brock won, he very loudly says to the camera, "I was 1 + 1, bitch. What? Like it's like so it's like 1-1. Okay, so you're gonna do this match at at either the next pay per view or SummerSlam, probably. And I don't know, but I'm like I don't. But Oba should be like getting earmarked for like like getting momentum, feeling getting a title shot, and then you put the brakes on him for no reason. Just I don't like it.
Yeah, we'll see where the third one ends up happening because of course they're gonna do another one. So yeah, how many F5s will be in that one? 17 F5s in that match. So we'll see
I
how many.
feel
It
like I'm
takes.
playing SmackDown vs. Raw, and I've got all my finishes up.
Yeah,
And
you got the five. You got five finishers in the bank, and you're just using them over and over again to beat to win the final title or whatever. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we had that, and then one of the better matches on the show. And I was a little worried because some of their chemistry has been a little bit off, and Soul's been kind of a little wonky in some for execution, but yeah, it ended up being a pretty smooth, good match. Soul Ruka wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship over Becky Lynch. Pretty good match overall. I thought Soul actually, she hit her stuff. She looked good. Her and Becky, ended up working fairly well together. Crowd was into it for the most part. And yeah, I would say probably one of the better things on the show. Richie?
yeah, I just hope again that they can come back to it eventually, but move on for a bit, and so she can get have a bit of a reign before you just go back to the win, the Becky and then her getting a win back. I'm saying I don't have hope anyway. It's like it's like Vince rematch season, but the match in effect in isolation, this match is I enjoyed this match. It was decent. I like the fact that Becky went for the Soul Snatcher. That's very ambitious.
It's not like a like a super kick or something that like anybody can do. You know what I mean? Or just some like suplex or something. Yeah, it's like that's not something you just pull out of nowhere. Of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the actual like the Soul Snatcher that she did kind of do. I don't know what was cool.
And Soul did the manhandle slam, which I feel is a much easier finisher to rip off than the Soul
yeah,
Snatcher.
it's good, yeah. And then but I could say this about a bunch of people on the roster, but Soul needs new music. That song sucks. But she did have good music.
They rebelled her. Yeah, they
had good music
roster.
on NXT, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah. I don't know why they continue to do that. They're like, we have to use this guy and we have to change it. Why? Why can't they just use what they used in NXT if it was good? Yeah. They constantly kill this stuff. Just don't kill some of the ones that I like right now. Like, don't kill Penta's music. He still has good music. Don't
take a
Fatu.
We'll get it.
Fatu is still good. I like Solo Sikoa's music. I've always liked his music. A few of them are good. Just it seems like when they move somebody up or if they have a song that gets over, the worst would be if they changed like Joe Hendry's music. That would be a death note.
Say his name.
Yeah, some stupid. Yeah. His name appears. Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. Yeah, just something stupid, something ridiculous. Yeah, and But JPO, thoughts on Soul and Becky here?
Let me tell you about this match. That's all right. That's fine. I think it's very much on par. I might even like the Jade Rio match better. I think this match is just fine. I think Soul's still kind of getting her footing to a degree. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine. That's another one that didn't get that next level for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think getting to the next level is totally the story of the main event here because we had Roman and Jacob Fatu in tribal combat. Guys, did this match feel like tribal combat to you, like a life or death struggle for the future of the bloodline? When it goes. I mean, it went a long time. It went 27 minutes, but I feel like there's a lot of stalling in the beginning, a lot of like that lazy crowd brawling, where they're just kind of walking around, occasionally hitting each other. I don't like that stuff. Doesn't really work for me. And I feel like it never really got to that like violent level to where they were really justifying, the use of of the gimmick, other than what, one table break, two table breaks, like not much. Yeah.
Hitting his hand with the toolbox.
The toolbox. Yeah. What's the deal with like toolboxes being like a weapon lately? Like, when did that become a thing that like that's one of the go-to like weapons that people pull out is like a full toolbox? Why is that a thing? Because that was even a thing in like the Cope and Christian like FTR. That like, when did toolboxes become just like a thing? I don't know. Like, it's an odd one in wrestling. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't feel like it gets there. And yeah, you've had Jacob have 2 matches, and it's official. He's a loser now. He had 2 shots and he lost both of them. He's a loser. So now, instead of doing the interesting thing to me, which is why I wish they had gone with him winning the title, they've hyped it up, Richie, of like, oh my God, this guy's out of control. Like, Adam here, this Fatu, he's assaulting referees. He's pushing me down. This guy's out of control. We can't, we can't do anything with him. Bring in the Riot Squad, whatever. Wouldn't it be more interesting if that guy won the fucking title and then he's like running rampant, but you can't do anything about it because he's your champion?
Yeah, that would have been cool. But yeah, we got to go back to the Bloodline storyline where he's
got to go back to he's like serving and acknowledging Roman. We just did this like 2 years ago. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, this is Bloodline 8.0. Like, what are we doing here? I'm over this shit, bro. This is fucking lazy. Like, just it's safe, lazy shit. And I was like, and then he actually just did it like a little fucking geek on Raw. Like Roman told him to acknowledge him, get down on your knees and acknowledge me. And you know what? Like a fucking dork, he did.
Yeah,
and didn't do a damn thing about it.
And then they're going to do the same thing when they sign as well Fatu, and then.
No, I just this frustrated. It was more the booking that frustrated me than anything, because I think Jacob's great. He's awesome, and yeah, if you want to do something dangerous, have a little fun. It's not like he has to have it forever. He can have it for 2-3 months. We just had Darby win the title for a month. He had some fun with it for a while, but at least it elevated him to a degree. I don't see why dude couldn't hold it for a little while, be a little chaotic. Cause a little anarchy, on the shows, being a guy they can't get rid of because he's the champion now. It would just make for some interesting booking, at least, something different.
You can have a direction of like with certain guys, but like having bumps on that road and having transitional champions, if you will, or like a couple months champions, that's fine. If it says purpose, I don't mind that. And having Jacob being champion, and I think he looks like a champion. I think that would. I think the crowd would be ready for that. But yeah, like I don't know, like you can't like unless is Jacob just gonna is Roman a baby? This is the question you probably ask Jacob because is Roman a babyface or a heel?
Yeah, because he's I guess a babyface, but now we're switching it back now with Jacob getting the sympathy thing because he's being forced to acknowledge Roman, and Roman's like making this guy like get down on his knees and who did they do another switch? Yeah, who the fuck is the babyface in this thing in the heel? I don't get it. It's like we were just I thought we were on the track to make Jacob a full on heel, like, and again having him win the title as a heel and then run roughshod over Raw and nobody can control him and oh my God, what do we do with this guy? Like who's gonna stop him now? Like who's gonna step up and try to stop him? That would be more interesting, than just the same old shit.
Like, so I'm pretty much in simpatico with you. The match was good, but it didn't get to that next level. It was just I felt like maybe they were holding back because of maybe because there was reports obviously that Jake Fatu got injured or got banged up on a house show, or so maybe they were taking it a bit easier than they would have. But it's just it didn't. I kind of thought that their first match was better in some respects. So, it was fine. Like most of this hate review, it was fine.
Yeah. JP, was this one just fine too? What would you think?
Yo, this was this match, the main event. It was fine. It again felt like a decent SmackDown main event. Like I said, I don't know if it is the injury thing, or if this is just simply kind of what we get from a typical Roman main event to a degree. No, again, this was fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. If you haven't seen it, you could probably move on, unless you're really intrigued.
Yeah. I think that was kind of the story of the show. It's like, if you missed it,
Yeah.
you're probably fine. You're fine, because
No,
not really
honestly,
much happened other than
Solo
winning
won
that
the
title.
title. That's the only kind of thing you need to take note. Otherwise, this felt like, I think I kind of made this joke last week of like, this felt like a rebellion or an insurrection. This felt like a That's what it felt like. Like good matches on paper, but it felt like a Super Show house show.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. If somebody was to ask, what would you watch from this past weekend? 100%, you go watch that AAA.
Yeah, no, and like legitimately, it's so good that what do they do? I think they played it in its full after Raw. Yeah, they played it in its full after Raw. They were like, "Hey, you come to that AAA show."
So it's available now both on Netflix and YouTube. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
They recapped the match on the pay-per-view. They're like, hey, but check out this match. It's a bit better than anything we've got going on.
Yeah. Don't tease me with something that was better. Yeah, but no, 100%. Yeah, even if you can't watch the entire AAA show, which I do recommend the entire show. The entire show was very entertaining, very fun. But yeah, even if the one thing, to take away from this weekend, if anything else, at least watch the main event and all the stuff around the main event. It was excellent, and definitely the best thing. For sure this week, and one of the best things you'll see all year. So, final scores. I kind of have a feeling where you're going, JPO, but out of 10, sort of thing.
Where do you think I'm going?
5.5, maybe something like that.
No, you're generous. I'm giving it a 4.5. I'm sorry, nothing moved the needle for me. I mean, I even at 5, you still got to give me a match that I'm like, go out of your way for it, or like something like next level. I don't think a single thing here was. Nothing's horrible. You can probably have worse 4.5 rated pay-per-views, but still, it's not great. It's fine.
Okay, sure, Richie.
You feel like every work here was like saving themselves it was like a bigger show that was happening. It was almost like I felt like there was more hard out matches on Saturday Night's Main Event, which is interesting. And if I could understand if
if they added Saturday Night's Main Event to this, as in the card, I'd probably go higher, because that's my other problem with WWE is that I feel like I'm so like, please give me more, sir. I'm not done eating. Like, you gave me 5 mediocre matches. If you give me a nice tag title match, maybe I'd be a little happier. Ethan Page and Penna probably would have had match of the night if you had let them actually be on the PLE, sir. Please give me more.
yeah, but Say if that was just felt like there was talent that was just felt like they were maybe holding back, or just like they weren't allowed to kind of just go all out like they have done in the past. The pay-per-view felt the match felt off. Pay-per-view felt off. It was just like watching a TV, matches on TV. It was nothing special, and it should feel special. You're in Italy for the first time. The crowd is great, but they should be treated like when they first went to Backlash for the first time. That's going to be like one of the it's going to go down as a very memorable pay-per-view. That was like a huge event. This was, and this was just kind of, I don't know. You didn't give them much of a card, and I feel bad for Italy. So I don't know. They even showed Santino in the crowd at one point. So, I mean, they got that. Cool. I don't know. Not going to make much higher. I'll go 5, but not. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like right in the middle of 5, because I don't think there was anything like egregiously bad on the show, so I can't go like really low. But nothing felt like important. It was very safe. Very safe booking. There was no dangerous kind of booking on the show, or let's take a chance on something, because the crowd was at least into it. So that makes the show's flow at least a little bit better. When you had that overseas crowd that was at least hot for everything that happened. But again, like we talked about, go watch the AAA show. That crowd was super fucking hot too, and they were into the stories of the matches, and into everything that was going on. And you had better matches, better product going on in the ring. So, if you want to see better storylines and better, impactful matches, you're better off checking out the AAA show. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm JPO. You're probably the same as me and Richie. Like that Triple Mania show, I'm looking forward to more than almost any PLE coming up from WWE. Even more like SummerSlam. I'm looking forward more to like Triple Mania. That 2-night.
And it's fun, kind of fresh. Like you know what I mean. The El Grande. The one thing we were solely missing on this Italy show was like a real fresh. Oh, I've never seen that before. Like we didn't get that this month. Italy or AAA had a really well built up main event. You know what I mean? And the lower card stuff was really fun. And yeah, just it's missing from WWE right now.
They have also, like very, sometimes in WWE, like wrestlers can feel like very samey, like, but like, in AAA, I guess it's just because of it could be because of Lucha Libre, but they have really distinct characters. Like they're very larger than life characters. Like I like I like Psycho Cloud and Mr. Iguana because they're very they're very very memorable and you kind of and as well as being decent workers, but you kind of you remember seeing them. It's sometimes and it feels like you said, it feels fresh, but it kind of in that regard it feels like Attitude Era where like every character kind of jumps off the page. It feels like larger than life kind of thing, and it's like kind of refreshing.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be looking forward more to, I think, whatever they book for SummerSlam, which will probably be, Brock and Nova again or something, and, maybe Roman and, whatever.
And 2 nights, by the way. 2 nights. So
that's what I mean, but 2 nights of Triple Mania, maybe headlined by El Grande Americano versus Dominic Mysterio for the mega title. Give me that match over anything on SummerSlam any day, with him possibly winning the title on Triple Mania.
It's going, yeah.
That's what I mean. I think that's where they're going. That'll probably be the main event of night 2 in Mexico. At least the second night's in Mexico. I will say that at least. And that's probably where, at least the El Grande thing will happen. Because, it seems like they're building it up for that. They'll start building the Dominic match here, very soon. Because, Rey Mysterio is the general manager is probably going to start working it way, towards that, you know what I mean? And Dom's going to complain about it, whatever. And Dom will get the heat, for it. And that'll probably be your main, for Triple Mania. But hey, given how much they've got it into, Kaiser doing his thing down there, he's mega over now. It's like the best thing he's ever done in his career. And I'm happy for the guy, so he looks like he's having fun doing it. So I'm looking forward more to that show. Yeah. In September, I believe, early September, like right after SummerSlam. Give me that show now more hype than anything else.
Oh, here's other thing I forgot to mention, and it's silly. WWE are going head to head with like AEW again. They're doing the Great American Bash with NXT, and I think it's the same night as Slammiversary as well. They got smashed last time. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just like it ties in just because it's like I don't know. Maybe like like I think we want like new and fresh. It's. I think like they've got to work out sometime that like like the people are wanting new and fresh, and I feel like they're going to get a rude awakening with the NXT thing as well. They're like, oh fuck, we got destroyed with viewership because it's like people aren't sort of buying what you're selling at the moment. So and
they're doing the same thing with the PLEs because according to my calendar, Night of Champions in Saudi is on that Saturday, and the Sunday is Forbidden Door. So, but I can tell you right now, based on wrestling wise and whatnot, Forbidden Door is going to be a better show. I don't really care what they put on it or what they're leading up to. It's going to be a better show. So
So it's an interesting wrestling landscape, and you got but it's cool too. You got like a lot of options here. I'm glad MLW's around, but and then all those other things and accessible. But you just wish that the biggest company in the country in the world was doing it was a bit better as well. So kind of like kind of I don't know. You would think that it would. But anyway.
Well, I mean, they've got the in-ring talent. It's just the stories are lacking. The stories are not terribly interesting right now. So it's about the booking, and it's just we're just kind of rehashing stuff we've already done, and it's just, nothing feels fresh. The AAA stuff felt fresh. Some of the AEW stuff is decent right now. They're doing with some of their storylines. With Ospreay and stuff they did with Darby and MJF. Like some of the stuff at least feels a little more fresh right now. A little juicier.
Yeah.
And that's what it is right now.
Yeah. So
yeah.
We'll see. We'll, hopefully, I want to like things. So,
I want to like good wrestling. I want all the companies to be doing well because I like when all the companies are, it was like a few years ago when WWE was cooking, around like WrestleMania 40 and stuff, and they had good storylines and AEW was competing, and like there was a genuine, like excitement, like wrestling was hot, again back and forth. I like when all that stuff is cooking. So, I mean, I prefer wrestling to be great, all over the place.
I want to be like, holy shit, every week we got something great.
Well, and each company has the talent, wrestling in ring wise. They've all got the talent. TNA does too. I mean,
The weird thing about the AAA thing is that technically is their talent. They can do
it's their talent. Yeah, that's what I mean. You have the War Raiders down there having like fun tag matches. You've had them the whole time. You got Ray Phoenix on there. You've had them the whole time. Like you got Kaiser and Chad Gable. You've had them the entire time. Like those are your people. Mixed in with their people. So yeah, it's technically your stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. Undertaker's doing his thing, man. Like sneaky bookie of the year so far, Mark Calloway. So we'll see where that goes. We'll start wrapping up there because I'm a little tired, so I don't mind a slightly shorter show tonight. I'm cool with that. But I figure, we do have a dead week or two, JPO. If you want to maybe next week get back into Rankum, we could maybe try to convince maybe Barber, and maybe if you want to scrounge up, or if he can't make it, if you want to scrounge up a person or two and maybe join us. If you want to do, we can continue our tag team of the 2010s. We could roll that one. That'll be a interesting one.
Yeah, there we go.
To roll. Yeah, that'll be a hot topic because you got whatever talents were in WWE at the time. TNA was cooking, the Indies were cooking, New Japan, all kinds of talents are popping up. Around that time, Ring of Honor was in full swing. So I think that could be an interesting one, tag team wise. If you want to do that next week, I'm down. So it's up to you, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, we got a dead week. Let's get back in the ranking and we'll hit the tag teams of the 2010s. That sounds pretty good. So
when is it on? Is it Forbidden Door, or when is the next show?
Like I said, the next weekend of shows, they're on the same weekend. So the June 27th is Night of Champions. June 28th is Forbidden Door. So later in the month, because we're only in the 4th right now, so we've got some time before we even get there. And we'll have to make predictions on the same show for both shows, and then reviews for both shows. They're running on the same weekend at the end of the month. So there you go.
If they kept the name they were doing a couple of times, we would have 2 clashes back to back, because it has been called Clash of Champions before as well. So Clash of Champions, Clash.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we should go back and do, when we get close to that, like maybe one of those other weeks, pluck out an old Clash of the Champions thing, like we did that one time. We did the first one, remember? And that was a really good show. Maybe I'll look up one of the other better kind of old Clash of the Champions or something. Maybe I'll find one that's available on YouTube or something, so everybody can watch it. And we'll find one. Maybe we'll do that leading up to that. One of the spare weeks. But yeah, we'll do that maybe the week after next, and we'll do JPOs, get back into that rank up next week, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
and talk some tag teams. So we'll talk to Barber. If not, JPO, I'm sure we can scrounge up some special guests for us and ask around and see what we got. So we'll pencil it in for next week. We'll have a little fun with that. But yeah, let's get it wrapped up, and we'll get out of here for the night. So JPO, you're a busy man on the wrestling front, the trivia front. What you got going on, man?
Tune in tomorrow. Kayfabe Corner is returning. I'm going to chat up the FIP World Champion August Artois. I was on his podcast earlier this week as well. That was a lot of fun. We actually did a little bit of trivia on that as well. Funny enough, I was hosting the trivia round for that and talking shit. But yeah, also that of course Pierce Co for movie trivia. Got a match on Sunday. Got a match on Wednesday. So got 2 more tournament matches coming up soon. Even on that channel, we'll do Brandon Cohen's birthday thing soon. There's shenanigans happening all the time.
Yeah, no, always fun stuff going on there. Richie, any quick plugs? Parting words?
Yeah, much Wheel of Movies. Me and Pez just recorded an episode before we came on here on Stand By Me, so that was fun. And yeah, I'll be in the tag tournament. I team up with Steve and Shepard again as the Good Shepherds. I believe we are facing Shampoo is Better first round. So yeah, look, you're going down in a competitive fight. JP, yeah,
Maybe. Now, that one actually be. I was just talking to Rick the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a tight one, I think."
yeah. So
My team is on that episode, actually.
We were talking off air. Maybe we can make it a Lonely Marks affair and have Pez guest host that one and write the questions.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna, like I said, I try to be fair to my opponents, but you are the first guy I go to if they don't care.
Yeah. I don't think Richie cares. He knows I'm a fair man when it comes
Richie,
to
do you trust us? Do you trust Pez?
Yeah. He's seen me guest host. He knows I write fair. I
don't see Steven arguing it either, and I think
I'm
probably thinking ahead. That probably will be the case. So
yeah. I mean, if you do confirm it with everybody, just give me a few days to ask questions, and I'll take care of it.
Like I said. So it's all. I have no. We need it done by Wednesday. Like when it all 5 are free, we'll shoot it. I know Rick's a big 9-10 guy.
Yeah.
So you'll probably a 9 or a 10 that we're all free on. So we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But and other than that, I'm going to be playing Jeopardy versus Pez and others. So that should be fun.
I'm going for my 3 in a row, baby. 3 in a row. Come on. I know.
I'll be on Clipperty next.
Clipperty, yeah. I'll come back to try to take that, but right now I got to keep defending my regular Jeopardy title right now.
Nice, Good shit, dude. Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, by the way. I was on Clipperty last time, and I was shocked at how quick fucking Potters is on the buzzer. My God,
Potters is very quick.
That's my only downfall. Yeah,
I lost to him on Clipperty, but I beat him in Jeopardy, so that was why I'm champion right now. I was able to clip him in Jeopardy, so just barely.
Yeah. So got that coming up. So I will be on Rankum as well, talking John Travolta. I definitely will.
That's what you said last time.
And the time before.
Yeah, and the time before. I don't know. Fool me once. That should be good stuff there. We'll do a little ranking here next week and get back into ranking tag teams of the 2010s. That should be a very competitive rank them there, a lot to choose from. That'll be the main topic next week. We'll cover some news and fantasy, obviously, like we always do. As far as me, you can find me mostly on the Movie Hero Network. We got a little tier ranker action coming at you tomorrow night to get back into the alphabet series for movies to start with H. There's a whole bunch of them, so that should be a very interesting episode of Tier Ranker. We'll get back to some tournaments. Jordan will be back from California, so I've been holding it down in his absence. I think I'll be part of John Marr's Horror Free for All also that he's doing.
I'll be on that.
I say you guys might have signed up for that, or one of you.
It's on a bit too early for me, so just like
that's like middle of the night for you, but
weirdly enough, even though I'm not like I don't have the best track record at Why We Love Horror, I almost won that.
Depends on the questions, man. Where you get placed. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll wrap it up there for now. So thanks everybody who checked us out live and who's checking us out on the replay. We certainly appreciate that. Always love talking wrestling with everybody. So we'll bring it back to you guys the same time next week. So let's wrap it up there for JPO, for Richie Goodacre. I am Austin Pez Howell. We'll see you guys next time on the Lonely Marks. Bye.